Hello and welcome. This is ASO TV News. Many thanks for joining us. I am Tina Oje Achu. The headlines. President Tinubu orders political appointees to resign ahead of 2027 elections. Federal government declares Thursday and Friday as public holidays to mark Eid al-Fitr. Nigeria records 458 TB cases in 2025 as FG deploys new diagnostic technology to close detection gap. On sports, Confederation of African Football awards 2025 Africa Cup of Nations title to Morocco, strips Senegal of title. And now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, accompanied by First Lady Remi Tinubu, has arrived in the United Kingdom for a 2-day state visit aimed at deepening bilateral ties between Nigeria and the UK. The special advisor to the President of Media and Public Communication, Sunday Dare, disclosed on X that the President and the First Lady landed in London at precisely 3:23 p.m. local time. Dare described the visit as historic, noting that it is a reset in relations between both countries and is expected to deliver trade deals, security agreement, among other benefits. The state visit is a first by a Nigerian leader in 37 years. President Tinubu is also the first Nigerian leader to be hosted by the British monarch at Windsor Castle. King Charles and Tinubu will also hold private discussions and meet with organizations engaged in interfaith dialogue both nationally and internationally. The royal family will host a state banquet in honor of the Nigerian guest, among other engagements. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed all political appointees under his administration who intend to contest in the 2027 general elections to resign their position on or before 31st of March 2026. The directive was conveyed in a press release issued by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and signed by George Akume. The statement noted that the decision aligns with Section 88, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2026, as well as the timetable released by the Independent National Electoral Commission for party primaries ahead of elections. According to the circular, the resignation requirement affects a wide range of presidential appointees seeking elective offices. These include ministers, ministers of state, special advisors, senior special assistants, special assistant, personal assistants, as well as directors general and chief executive officers of federal government agencies, parastatals, commissions, and government-owned companies. The SGM's office stated that all affected officials must submit their formal resignation letters through its office no later than the stipulated deadline. Now the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Benjamin Kalu, has commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for signing the Kampala Convention Domestication Act into law, describing it as a significant step towards restoring the dignity of internally displaced persons and upholding their welfare. The Deputy Speaker gave the commendation on Tuesday when he received a delegation of the International Committee of the Red Cross in Nigeria, led by Doris Dovu, on a courtesy visit in Abuja. He also expressed gratitude to the Attorney General of the Federation, Chief Lateef Fagbemi, for his role in the domestication process, adding that the Act will domesticate all the state level for easy implementation. Mr. Kalu noted the signing of the Act has set an example for other African countries and will catalyze them to domesticate the Act to address IDP challenges. He called on government agencies to ensure their budget reflect the needs of the IDPs, emphasizing implementation and impact-driven action. A statement by Chief Press Secretary to the Deputy Speaker, Mr. Livinus Nwabo said the delegation came to appreciate the Deputy Speaker, the National Assembly, and the country for domesticating the Kampala Convention to enhance the welfare of the IDPs. Leader of the ICRC delegation, Doris L., said Nigeria is on the right track with the domestication of the act. The act was sponsored by Kali alongside 6 other lawmakers as co-sponsors. The federal government of Nigeria has declared Thursday, 19th March and Friday, 20th March 2026 as public holidays to mark the Eid al-Fitr celebrations, which signifies the end of the holy month of Ramadan. In a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary, the Minister of Interior Dr. Magdalene Ajani, the Minister of Interior Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, who made the declaration, extended warm greetings and heartfelt congratulations to the Muslim faithful on the successful completion of the holy month of Ramadan. The minister urged Muslims to sustain the virtues of love, generosity, peace, tolerance, and sacrifice, which were emphasized during the holy month. He also called on all Nigerians to use the festive period to pray for the continued peace, unity, and prosperity of the nation. While wishing the Muslim faithful a joyful Eid celebration, the minister encourages citizens to celebrate responsibly and extend acts of kindness to the less privileged in the society. The Sultanate Council of Sokoto has called on Muslims across Nigeria to begin the search for the new moon of Shawwal on Wednesday, 18th March 2026, which corresponds to the 29th day of Ramadan, 1447 AH. In a press release issued by the chairman of the Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs of the Sultanate Council, Professor Sambo Wali, Muslims were urged to observe the sky on the specified date for the possible sighting of the new month that will signal the end of Ramadan and the beginning of Shawwal. According to the statement, anyone who sights the new moon is expected to promptly report the observation to the nearest district head or village head for onward communication to the Sultan. The report will then be transmitted to the President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs and Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar III, for official confirmation and announcement. The Sultanate Council noted that the moon sighting is an important religious obligation that determines the conclusion of the Ramadan fast and the celebration of the Eid al-Fitr by Muslims. The statement also prayed for divine guidance and assistance for Muslims in carrying out the religious duty of moon sighting across the country. Federal government says it has made significant increase in scaling of tuberculosis notification in the country as part of effort to strengthen detection and treatment of the disease. Director of Public Health, Dr. Charles Nzelu, while speaking at the 2026 Pre-World TB Day media briefing in Abuja, disclosed that about 458 cases were detected in 2025. Health correspondent Elizabeth Kasham has more.
Director of Public Health Dr. Charles Nzelu, who acknowledged that the burden of the disease remains high, informed that federal government is rolling out a new diagnostic technology to detect and treat tuberculosis, while warning that thousands of cases remain undetected across the country.
Specifically this year, the National Tuberculosis and Leprosy Control Program is spearheading the national rollout of the Plus Life Mini-Dog diagnostic platform. This near point-of-care terminology is a game changer, allowing us to bring molecular-grade testing to the most remote communities and ensuring that no Nigerian is left behind due to geography. Nigeria is rolling out over 1,000 of these diagnostic equipment. But you agree with me that technology is as strong as the system that supports it. Just like you say that a rope is as strong as the weakest link or any chain. We are currently focused on strengthening our electronic reporting systems.
Acting National Coordinator of the National Tuberculosis, Leprosy and Bruley Ulcer Control Program, Dr. Clement Adesingbi, said treatment coverage has improved significantly over the years, rising from 20% in 2018 to over 80% currently. He added that current interventions are yielding results but stressed the need for.
We apologize for that report. We promise to bring you a more updated one in our subsequent bulletin. Moving on, the chairperson of Stop TB Partnership Nigeria, Dr. Queen Abuji Ladipo, in her presentation during the 2026 World TB Pre-Media Conference in Abuja, says the country's response has been strengthened through partnerships and sustained advocacy. She therefore warned that declining global donor funding makes domestic resource mobilization crucial to sustaining progress, stressing that increased government funding, private sector support, and innovative financing are key to ensuring no Nigeria is left behind.
When government leads with strong policies and adequate financing, and communities are empowered to take ownership of the response, ending TB becomes not just a vision, but an achievable reality. Let us therefore continue to work together, strengthen our partnerships, invest more resources, and amplify the voices of communities and TB survivors.
Also speaking, the World Health Organization representative, Dr. Pavel Oser, through Dr. Mia Ngan, underlined the global burden of tuberculosis, saying it remains one of the world's deadliest infectious diseases.
Look at this historical data. The trend has been, we have been improving, but we need to improve more. So if you see the global effort, that's also, you can see the success of the TB prevention and control. And then if you also look at the particularly in Nigeria, we can also see the success, but there are still gaps. Because TB is easily transmittable. If we cannot reach to the pocket of the cases, then the transmission will continue and burden will exist.
The organization noted that Nigeria is grappling with a significant tuberculosis burden, with an estimated 510,000 cases reported annually, of which about 175,000 remain undetected, posing a major risk for transmission. Chair of the 2026 World TB Day Planning Committee, Dr. Bertrand Odume, who spoke on planned activities, said a series of nationwide engagement had been lined up to drive awareness ahead of March 24. These activities, he said, are designed to drive awareness at multiple levels, from communities and schools to faith-based platforms and national engagement. The Center for School Health Education and Environmental Hygiene says prioritizing oral health improves quality of life through prevention of toothaches, gum diseases, and tooth loss. The Executive Director, Dr. Folashade Omemo, stated this during a health outreach by the NGO in commemoration of World Oral Health Day 2026 at Junior Secondary School, Sabo Lube FCT, Abuja. Harry Sidi Siraju reports.
The health outreach by Sishi, in collaboration with Nigerian Dental Association with the support of Unilever, Petra Dental Press, and Inawool Club Garki Rubies, aims to instill the importance of maintaining healthy dental care in young ones through simple habits like brushing twice a day, flossing, and regular dental visits. Speaking at the event, Executive Director Sishi, Dr. Folashade Mumu, said to enjoy a healthier and happier lifestyle, oral health must be made a priority. On her part, the General Secretary, Nigerian Dental Association, FCT Chapter, Soporuchi Weki, spoke on dental care measures. President of Inawool Club of Garki Rubies, Tai Adebayo, one of the sponsors of the program, expressed gratitude to Shishe for giving them the opportunity to participate in the outreach. Students of the school also spoke on what they learned.
That we should always brush our teeth in the morning. We should care for ourselves by brushing our teeth with soft toothbrush.
Can you show me how to brush your teeth?
Like this.
Indeed. So going forward, what do you want to tell your parents when you get home?
That I'll tell them that I learned that I should brush my teeth with soft toothbrush and fluoride.
The event featured demonstrations on dental care, dental checkups, and donations of free oral care materials to the students. The World Oral Health Day is a global event marked on March 20th every year to create awareness on the issues of oral health and the importance of oral hygiene. The theme for this year's World Oral Health Day is "A Happy Mouth is a Happy Life." For ASO Television News, I am Haris Siraju.
You are watching ASO Television News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392 and channel on Star Times channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on the UHF band on channel 38. Still to come, the Confederation of African Football World 2025 African Cup of Nations title to Morocco strips Senegal of title. Do stay with us for details of this and more.
Some things don't arrive. They've always been. Not for a day, for all of time. Until quietly something shifts. Moving from someday to now. Women are not honored in time. They are woven through it, shaping every story, every voice, every breath. We are because she is, and because tomorrow they will be.
Thanks for staying with us. The Executive Director, Sustainable Family Healthcare Foundation, Mrs. Peter Ogumayi, has called for stronger commitment to the full implementation of the Disability Act in the Federal Capital Territory. She made a call in Abuja during a quarterly policy dialogue and roundtable discussion with stakeholders on the implementation status of the disability law. Subra Usman tells us more.
Mrs. Ogumayi explained that the foundation had begun implementing a project aimed at advancing disability inclusive development in the FCT, building on its earlier interventions in disability-focused disaster risk reduction.
To involve persons with disability in every policies they are making. We are appealing to government, even at the community level, to let them be part of that decision making. In the community, in the community development committee, which we made mandatory in every communities we are working.
Mrs. Ojo Oluwakemi, the Desk Officer for Persons with Disabilities, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps FCT Command, describes stigmatization as one of the major challenges confronting persons with disability in the society, while calling for stronger collaboration among stakeholders to address the problem.
Train 250 personnel of NSCDC, FCT Command, sign language to break communication barrier in deaf community, because there's an adage that says, how can you see something and say something? How can a deaf person see something and say it? So that is one of the reasons why we decide to do the training as large, even to the area council community of FCT, for them to know that NSCDC is one of the security agency fighting for the right enforcement on stigma on any form of discrimination.
Acting Director of Compliance and Enforcement at National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, Ikem Ochebolam, acknowledged that attitudinal barriers remains a major challenge.
Based on predicated on the fact that the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2018 is being implemented fully by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, and then the law permits organizations of persons with disabilities, organizations for persons with disabilities, and other critical stakeholders to evaluate from time to time the level of implementation of the Act, because the spirit and intent of the Act is such that it's meant to affect the lives of persons with disabilities.
Stakeholders urge governments and organizations to focus more on empowerment, employment of people living with disability.
Nigeria's 8th Healthcare Foundation, in collaboration with the joint health sector unions, has called on the European Union to adopt equity in the distribution of vaccines in Nigeria and other African countries. Country Program Director Dr. Eche Ijeze, while addressing newsmen during a press conference on Tuesday in Abuja, emphasized on the mandatory benefits of an equitable distribution of vaccine to supporting fair and enforceable benefit-sharing rules. Belumi Adeyemi tells us more.
Country Program Director Mr. Eche Ijeze disclosed that the campaign themed EU Stop Blocking Health Equity reflects on the need for the European Commission decision makers to support a legally binding pathogen access and benefit sharing annex to the WHO pandemic agreement. He further explained that with the May 2026 deadline fast approaching, failure to secure a binding agreement risk delaying ratification may undermine efforts to build regional manufacturing capacity and genuine health sovereignty in low and middle income countries.
We hereby call on EU leaders to join the Global South in supporting mandatory benefit sharing, legal certainty and real accountability. The EU must align its position with the values it champions. A strong PABS annex is not symbolic, it saves lives. So why the advocacy focuses on major EU powers? One, the EU is a central power broker. EU resistance is blocking stronger equity measures, and the EU publicly champions solidarity and fairness. It must therefore act on this commitment. A shift by key EU members must break the deadlock.
Sister health agencies present at the event involving the joint health sector unions, Nigeria Allied Unions of Health Workers, stress on the importance of inclusiveness of the civil society in having access to participate in the negotiation process in order to ensure equity distribution.
But of course, from a bilateral and multilateral perspective, we can't commit the global south, especially Nigeria, being part of that community, to use diplomatic means to get some of these benefits in terms of pathogens that will be used to develop a vaccine. But I still insist we must develop our own vaccine.
The word equity itself connotes justice, it connotes fair play, it connotes sharing of responsibilities, accountability, and all of that. And that is what the annex is saying. Those are the rules the annex is saying. Let's have these rules before this global framework is signed. And I think what AHF is doing.
Nigeria's Aid Healthcare Foundation reiterates its commitment in developing and advocating for evidence-based policy change to create a more equitable and health architecture in the country. Belumi Adeyemi, ASO Television News.
The reappointed Commandant General of the Nigeria Civil Security and Civil Defense Corps, Dr. Ahmad Abubakar Audi, says all security agencies are united in their focus to tackle insecurity in the country. Dr. Audi said this when he hosted an interfaith iftar, breaking fast dinner at his home in Abuja, a testament to Nigeria's shared humanity, building bridges of trust and respect that transcends religious line. Harry CDC Rogers was there and now reports.
In a world where differences often divide, Nigeria's interfaith harmony shines bright. People of various faiths coming together, sharing meals, prayers and laughter. The iftar dinner hosted by the Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC, Dr. Ahmad Abubakar Audi, highlighted the importance of collaboration in maintaining peace and stability in Nigeria's diverse society. Speaking in an interview, Dr. Audi assured citizens of renewed vigor towards delivering on his mandate of securing national assets.
It is not a one agency affair. It's a whole of government affair and other citizens also coming together, to fight this conflict. And I tell you, in no distant time, our president is so committed to see that there's a provision of safety and security for Nigeria and for Nigerians. So going forward, you will see a lot of robust platforms, being developed by agencies, security agencies, to provide safety and security for Nigerians going forward. And I thank the president for renewing my tenure, as the Commandant General of Nigerian Security and Defense Corps.
Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Sylvester Ndidi Nwakuche, who was a guest at the event, spoke on the importance of religious harmony in Nigeria.
You can see how beautiful it is for us to dwell together. We are not here to debate our doctrine. We are here to let people know that what unites us is more than what divides us. And it's not by accident that both the Ramadan and the Lenten period and season came together. We want to advise Nigerians that we are brothers, we are sisters, and we should cohabit together and allow peace to reign.
On a lighter note, the Controller General of the Federal Fire Service, Olumude Samuel Adeyemi, expressed his delight at some of the traditional local delicacies he sampled at the event.
Like in form of kunu, yes, with granules, yes. That's the first, kunu geja. This is the first day I will take it, and then I really enjoyed it. That the Christian Lent and the other religion, the Islamic fasting, comes together at the same time. God has destined this year that there will be unity.
The Interfaith Iftar Dinner fosters peace, understanding, and a sense of belonging, making our community stronger and more resilient. As we break bread together, we break down barriers, building bridges of trust, respect, and understanding. For ASO Television News, I am Haris Sidi Siraju.
The Diplomatic Correspondents Association of Nigeria will host its second Diplomatic Security, Trade and Investment International Conference on May 20, 2026 at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja to address foreign information manipulation and interference and its impact on global stability and investment. DICAN Chairman Idehai Patrick said the summit aims to promote truthful information as a tool for economic and security stability. He noted that misinformation can discourage investors and weaken markets. The conference will bring together diplomats, intelligence experts, media professionals, and business leaders. It will focus on countering disinformation, strengthening cooperation, and improving responses to emerging hybrid threats. Minister of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Yusuf Maitama Tugar will deliver a keynote address alongside Gautier Mignot and other stakeholders. The summit builds on DICAN's 2025 conference, which attracted broad international participation. The Confederation of African Football has awarded the 2025 African Cup of Nations title to Morocco after its appeal board ruled that Senegal forfeited the final of the tournament following a successful protest by the Moroccan Football Federation. The decision announced on Tuesday overturned an earlier disciplinary ruling after an appeal by the Royal Moroccan Football Federation, with the board finding that Senegal breached competition regulations. The CAF Appeal Board stated in its ruling that the Senegal national team is declared to have forfeited the final match of the 2025 CAF African Cup of Nations, with the results of the match being recorded as 3-0 in favor of Morocco. On Senegal's conduct, the board ruled that the Senegalese Football Federation, through the conduct of its team, infringed Article 82 of the regulations of the Africa Cup of Nations, adding that the appeal lodged by the Moroccan Football Federation is declared admissible in form and the appeal is upheld. The ruling effectively stripped Senegal of what would have been its second continental crown, rewarding the host for a match that descended into chaos during extra time. And now the Nigerian Union of Teachers FCT Wing has expressed deep sorrow over the death of the union's Deputy Secretary, General 1 Adamu Ango. In a condolence message, the ST State Chairman of the Union, Comrade Abdullahi Muhammad Shafa, condoled with the National President, Audu Titus Amba, the Secretary General, staff of the National Headquarters, and members of the National Executive Council over the painful loss. Shafa described the death of Comrade Ango as devastating and a monumental loss not only to the union but to all who had the privilege of interacting with him. According to him, the deceased meritorious service and unwavering dedication to the teachers' union and the labor force will be greatly missed. The NUT LCT wing, however, took solace in the inevitable death for every mortal and prayed that Almighty Allah forgives his shortcomings and grants him eternal rest in Jannatu Firdaus, while also comforting his family and loved ones. The union concluded by paying tribute to the late unionist, saying, "Adieu, Comrade Adamu Ango." And that's the news, but before we go, let's take another look at one of our major stories. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed all political appointees under his administration who intend to contest in the 2027 general elections to resign their positions on or before March 31st, 2026. Many thanks for watching. I am Tina Oje Achiu.